Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with 60 and Me. Welcome to a new day. Hope that you're doing great wherever you are. Sending out lots of love to everybody, staying safe and sane, hopefully. Crazy times, but I do hope that you're doing well. I want to talk to you today in this video about a topic that we've chatted about a little bit on 60 and Me, but quite a bit, because I think it's something we're all considering as we get older, and that is downsizing. And when I talk about downsizing today, it's not going to be in the traditional way of clearing out your clothes closet or the shelves in the garage. It's more of a way to put into action some of the opportunities that we may have gathered from this COVID time, where we've been at home and having more opportunity to reflect and pay attention to our priorities, what's important to us and to our life and our family. And that's the kind of question I was going to ask. Like, when do we know that downsizing is right? When is it the right time for downsizing? Jennifer Thompson is one of our bloggers, and she wrote this article. And I know that we've talked about downsizing before, so I was curious to see what angle she was going to take on this. And I like it. I like what she's done, because I think it's not about stuff or number of things you've got. It's about mindset and about an opportunity that we have right now when we've got to, maybe a little bit more, a few more hours in the day to really focus on the next 10 years, the next 20 years. What's important to us? And if you answer that question in certain ways, then it will definitely tick the box of yes, you need to downsize. So I guess the question is to ask yourself, what is ahead for you? Let's just do 10 years. Do you want to do more travel? Do you want to spend more time with your grandchildren, or hope that you have some grandchildren to spend time with? Do you want to, live a more simple life, like less furniture, less stuff to worry about, more freedom to prioritize on your passions, your hobbies, and whatever? And you just needing more space. Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to get more education? Do you want to return to work part-time? Do you want to start a business? So what is the thing that you want to do in the next 10 years? And then sort of circle back then. How does your home, your closet, your possessions, how do they fit into that world? And I think when I started my downsizing journey, and I will be honest, it was about 12 years ago now, and it's taken me, it's a lifestyle. It's not even a job or a project. It's a lifestyle. But when I started it myself, it was because I was moving, leaving one country to another. I was looking at my life and saying, I want to live in a smaller space. I don't want a garden. I don't want to think about a property. I want to rent. There were things that I just had come as like a tick box. And in doing that exercise, I discovered, hey, I need to get down from the 39 suitcases that I just brought back from New York to 5. And I did that. In, it took me a couple of months, but I did it. And then I got down to 200 items, and then I went up to 300 items, but they're items, not categories. So in my life has been that journey, and I think maybe for many of you it has too. Homes have an emotional pull. We know this. Stuff has an emotional pull. The jewelry that we wear was given to us maybe by someone, or we've got a box that was a treasure inside it that we can't let go of. I've got a cake cutter that I just always have cut birthday cakes with that I just cannot let go of. Maybe you've got the ashes or some memory of a person who you loved, who you lost, or your dog or your cat. There's so many ways that things in our home can have an emotional pull. And maybe they have memories of our childhood, memories of things that were precious to us. Maybe they belong to our mom or a dad or a family member. Perhaps it's a piece of furniture that's been in our family for years and years, but we just don't, we just cannot keep carrying it around. And so maybe that's, that's something that you've got to deal with too. But how do you view your home? Is it your castle? Like you're never going to leave it? It's your security. It's the thing that protects you from the world. Is it an anchor? Is it just where you keep your stuff and you just then want to, travel on? Is it just a place where you lay your head? Is it just where you sleep? And everything else in your life that's important happens outside that room or that house. Ask yourself, what will your family maybe look like? Maybe you've got children now that don't have children, or so you have no grandchildren, or you've got grandkids that are just becoming so interwoven in your life that you can't imagine being more than a mile from them. I know this is a challenge for me for sure, because all the little ones are going to grow up and they're going to travel, and with your children, they're going to be having their life, and you can't in my opinion, tangle yourself up so much with your grandchildren, but I know it's hard. And right now, because of COVID and all the situations that we're in, our families have become even more important, more grounded. So, it can be daunting, it can be scary, it can be hard, it can be really, really hard. So at home, home is difficult. But when you decide to downsize, what are the triggers? Okay, one is you can't do those things that you wanted for the next 5 or 10 years in your current situation. You can't afford it. You don't have the energy or the desire to be looking after a big house with empty bedrooms or a garden that you don't want to maintain. If you get to that point, then it's time to move on. And now we're not just talking about taking your closet and turning the hangers around and throwing things out that you don't want or donating. It's about something far, far more fundamental. I think another thing to ask yourself is, could you manage without your partner in your current situation? I know this is such a hard thing to talk about, but it's true that as you get older, you're going to be dealing with situations that maybe your partner, your husband or partner is dealing with, and you have to take it on. Are you ready to do that? Should you be prepared for moving to a smaller place, taking that step to another country, whatever? There's lots of different downsizing exercises that involve downsizing the memories as well. So you're not always so attached to the environment that you're living in. Finances, big motivation for downsizing. I mean, if you're just not working any longer, or you've lost your job, or whatever your situation, you may find you can't afford to live comfortably where you are. So why not sell your property, take the equity that hopefully that you have in that, get a smaller place, be mortgage free. Try something a little bit different. The first few years, like maybe 10 years of retirement, are the active times where we're still doing stuff, and maybe our home is like we've got all our sports equipment, or our hobby things as our books, whatever we have. Maybe that's the time when we really, really want to stay close to them, but then we have to let go. After that, in the next 20 years, you might need some thoughts about your health care, where you want to be if you need a little bit of help, and how do you pay for that? And that gets back to the financial issue. So if you financially cannot afford the house you're in, or financially afford the health care that you anticipate, it's all about anticipating. I think this article was really helpful because it was making us, or helping us, and making us, I guess, think about what's next. And is our current environment going to suit that case? Is that going to be supportive? This is the time to do something about it, not when you're dealing with an emotional situation of a divorce or a loss, or you've just decided that you just want to change hobbies or passions and you just don't need that stuff anymore. Before you get to that situation with a healthcare issue, for example, it's time to maybe just take a step back, look at your environment, your home, your life. Do you need 2 cars? Do you need a car? Do you need, all those clothes for suits and things that you don't need for a job anymore? I mean, it is really just about looking forward and looking ahead positively, and then aligning your environment to that series of potentials. It's just looking honestly at what the future might look like. So you may decide, oh no, I'm going to stay right where I am because I want lots of room for my grandkids and family. This is our family. This is how we do it. I'm going to put the age at home, build a ramp for a wheelchair if I ever need one. Put some safety elements in my house. I'm going to do that where I am, and I'm not giving up anything because I just love my stuff. That's cool too. But at least you went through the exercise of analyzing kind of why. And I think that's the important thing. So I hope that this has been helpful and stimulating. I know for me, reading the article by Jennifer was really helpful to go even one more step with my situation, because I'm already living in a studio. I'm living in a small space. I've got very few possessions, but do I need to go further? I think I might. As soon as COVID is done, we have a vaccine that we can travel more, I think that's something I will want to do, and I don't need a big house to come back to. And maybe that's another, or maybe I want to live in community. That's another thing I've been considering. There's lots of beautiful co-housing and co-living situations, and that could be okay for me in my 70s and 80s and 90s, hopefully. So what do you think? Are you considering downsizing? What has prompted your decision in what we've talked about? What do you want to change? So thank you so much for being here. I hope that you're doing great, everybody, and keeping a positive attitude. I know even planning about these kinds of things can be super hard when we're just, knuckling down or, just hanging on for dear life that everything's going to be fine. But this is the time when we've got a bit more space and opportunity to think about these years and days ahead, and hope that you found it useful. But tell us what you're thinking about. Is it time to downsize? Or do you need less space? Less stuff? More space, more stuff. Whatever you're doing, tell us. We'd like to share. And again, I want to thank you all for being here and for your great support. If you would like to support this channel, I would so much appreciate it. Press the like button or just subscribe to the channel. It's so helpful for YouTube to know that there are people out there that want others to know about it. That's what you're saying when you do that. Click the button. And also, if you want to know when new videos are being announced, just click the notification bell, and then you'll know when new things are posted. So again, many thanks for being here. I appreciate your support, your energy, your love, and just go out and have a good day. Downsize if you like, and tell us more about your journey. And take very good care. Stay safe. Bye for now.